Oh, look at that.
Hello, how are
Ah,
you? You didn't get the memo.
I should have.
So I'm just, how much of a fool do I look? What are you trying
No,
to do?
I can't believe. Of course you would do this. You're the best.
This is how I walk around my house all the time.
Yeah,
I insist everybody who comes to the door has to put one on and know how to tie it. That's the other thing.
yeah. So it's classy, but it's also dressed down. It's both. You know how to do it. Today is James Bond Day. There's no
That's
better
right.
way to celebrate than with James Bond himself. I'm honored. Thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you for
please.
having me.
It was announced on Friday that the release of No Time to Die is now being pushed till the spring. And I have a question for you. Be honest, is this just because you want to be James Bond for a few months longer?
Just eke every second I can out of it.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. This thing is just bigger than all of us, and we just want people to go and see this movie in the right way, in a safe way, cinemas are, all around the world are closed at the moment, and we want to release the movie at the same time all around the world, and this isn't the right time.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. April 2nd is going to be our date.
It's such a big film. And
Yeah.
all of these Bonds are, but I mean, they have been ever since you took over 15 years ago. They're just the most insane. Every movie you top each other with the next one. And I'm just like, some people go like, oh my gosh, why wouldn't you just want that gig forever? I'm like, because it's hard work. It's crazy.
There comes a time where, I've given it everything I can. I'm so glad that I came back and did this last one. We had lots of loose threads that we hadn't tied up, and the story, it just didn't feel complete. And I just was I needed a break. I'll freely admit it. I just needed to kind of get my head away from it for a while. And once I had, and we started talking about storylines and things that we could do and where we could take it, I was like, oh, look, I'm in. Let's do one more and try and sort of like finish the story. We started a story in Casino Royale, and I feel like we've kind of been very, I think we very successfully kind of continued that story all the way through. And this was the chance to just round it off.
Do you remember when it was formally announced?
Yeah,
You can
yes,
take it
very
off, sure. Take it off, yeah. Do you remember when you were formally announced as the next James Bond, when it was official?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will never forget any of that time. It was some of the most exciting, traumatic, all of the things, time of my life. I was in when it was officially announced. That's just now. I think it was officially announced, like 15 years ago, like this week or something, or next week.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I was in Baltimore filming with Nicole Kidman and Barbara Broccoli, the producer of Bonds, one of the producers of the Bonds, phoned me up and just said to me, "Over to you, kiddo." That was it. But this is the thing, I was in Baltimore. I had a night off. I had a day off the following day. And I was like, what am I going to do? I can't tell anybody. I couldn't tell anybody because it was like, look, she just said, don't tell a soul. Don't tell your family. Don't tell. So I'm so I was in Whole Foods supermarket, literally with a shopping cart with deodorant and washing liquid and, doing my weekly shopping. So I literally pushed that, down an aisle, it was like that, and walked into the liquor section. I bought myself a bottle of vodka, a bottle of vermouth, and a shaker and a glass. And I went back. And this is the thing, you may not believe this, I'd never had a martini before. I'd never mixed myself a martini. I'd never actually drunk a martini before. I kind of understood what it was, and I kind of was like, okay, I've got to give this a go. People talk about, it was in Chicago, I think, when I was doing Road to Perdition, and people were drinking martinis. The first time I'd ever seen a proper martini. And I did actually taste one there, and I went, this is just vodka. And they went, yep. I said, very dry. Oh, I see. The very dry thing is the
Yeah, it's so dry that it's just actually vodka.
It's just a glass full of vodka, let's be honest. So I did half a bottle and stumbled to a bar in Baltimore, of which there are many really good bars in Baltimore.
Yeah,
this was
I
a
love Baltimore.
great bar. If you put a gun against my head, I couldn't find the bar again. I was so drunk when I got there. And I sat and I must have drunk another 3 martinis at the bar. And the guy, I must have been smiling. I just must have been like from ear to ear. And the guy kept on saying, what's going on? What's going on? What, you're in a good mood? So I said, you wouldn't what I told you.
It's like,
Right.
this guy's crazy, man. What is this? He's just laughing, going, I'm
I
James
must have been.
Bond."
I must have literally. I must have been. I can't imagine. I must have looked crazy. I mean, the fact that he even spoke to me was probably,
But what a tough thing to keep secret. And you're just like, oh my gosh. But I mean, there is one person you did tell, which I just love this story. You told your mom.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I did, and then she got. Yeah, that's right. I told my mother, and she then got done by the press because she's very tight-lipped. But of course, she got a phone call from the London Times who basically said, "You must be very proud." And she was like, "Well, of course I'm proud." And then that's it. They had it.
That's all they needed.
It became Daniel Craig's mum.
Confirms it.
Which is not actually, if you think about it, it's not a bad way to get announced, is it really?
Now, everyone is going to be asking you about what you'll miss most about being Bond. I was going to ask you, what's the one thing that you won't miss at all about being James Bond?
I don't get it very often, but sometimes I'll be sat somewhere, maybe in a hotel lobby or somewhere, where there's a bar, maybe. It can be literally 9 a.m. in the morning, and a martini will be shoved in front of me. And I'm like, back in the day, there may be a time when a 9 a.m. martini may have been a kind of nice thing, but I'm just not. They don't go down so well now. So 9 a.m. I love a martini, but 9 a.m. is a bit tough. I won't miss that.
We have an exclusive clip from No Time to Die that we're premiering right here when we come back. I've actually never even seen it yet. It's a special link, so I'm freaking out. Thanks for this. Stick around, everybody.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on.